Looks like there's a trade deal on the horizon with Keir Starmer, Donald Trump, who believes he will protect the agricultural sector in the UK, or who believes he will sell us down the river. Personally, I don't trust this government as far as I could spit, and it's a very, very scary situation that our industry it has enough problems as it is, trying to drive forward without more cheaper imports. Yeah, listen, free trade is fine, but free trade with the same stipulations as we have to abide by in this country is very, very important, or we get shafted. And you know, we've been shafted already once by this government. You know, Mr. Starmer has said in the NFU conference how we would protect family farms and how we'd make sure there was a future for the next generation on family farms. And then his first budget was an absolute bombshell, like everybody knows. And he destroyed us with the inheritance tax on our small businesses, which have a 1% return on our capital, which is bonkers. No other industry does what we do. A lot of worrying times, you know. There was a foot and mouth scare yesterday down in Norfolk. Thank God it was negative, and there's a lot of, you know, vets and ministry people on standby, and we know, you know, we need to tighten down the hatches on imports coming into this country, as in meat imports. We cannot have that infectious disease here again. It would be the end of many, many family farms, many businesses. So protecting our country, we're an island, and we can be protected by stopping imports. And we need to as well address the situation of these cheap foods coming in and undermining our fantastic food system. Food security should be at the top of any government's policies, and we don't think, well, I don't think personally, that this government is doing that. Mental health awareness is coming up. Week is coming up very, very soon, and I think, you know, it's really important that we get these messages out there. We have to be helped, we have to be steered, we, you know, need structure, and it has to start with policies, with government, and with support for the industry. You know, financially, it's not in a good place. I think mentally, it's not in a good place. You know, why have we got so many mental health charities within the agricultural sector? Well, that literally tells you everything. It tells you everything. You know, we've got major problems, and they need to be addressed. But they can't be addressed until we start to look at the problems. Inheritance tax, TB in Wales, NVZs, the SFS, the new sustainable farming scheme. All these things are constantly putting pressure on the industry. So yeah, as a farmer, I do believe that we need to start to engage a little bit more with the general public, and hopefully, you know, get more support, which there is a lot of support out there, but more support for people to understand where the food comes from, and, you know, who makes it affordable, and how the whole system works, and how we can safeguard the future to keep food affordable for the poorer people in society in the UK. And, you know, think about this mass influx of cheap food coming in, which is not really helping the whole situation. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today.